There is a t-shirt on your bedroom floor right now. The one you wore yesterday. The one you meant to put in the wash and didn't. And there is a cat asleep on it. You've probably told yourself a story about that. It's soft, it's warm, it's on the floor, and cats like the floor. Easy. That's not it at all. Your cat did not choose that shirt for the fabric. They chose it because it smells like the person who left. When you're gone, that shirt is the closest thing in the house to you, and lying on it is the only thing they know how to do about it. Cats got handed a reputation a long time ago. Aloof, independent, fine on their own. And a lot of us still half believe it, even while we're living with an animal who tracks our footsteps down the hallway. Your cat has been telling you every single day that they notice when you leave, and they feel it when you come back. They just don't say it the way a dog says it. They say it quietly, in gestures we were never taught to read. Hi everyone, I'm Leo Bennett, your neighborhood cat guy. Today I'm walking you through the signs that your cat is bonded to you. Really bonded, the deep kind. Starting with the ones happening in front of you every day and finishing with the one that means the most. That last one is the one I most want you to remember. So let's start with the shadow. Small thing before we carry on. This is one chapter of a much bigger conversation about what your cat is trying to tell you, and I've gathered all of it into a book called The Happy Cat Manual over at leobennettsecrets.com. Go take a look if you want more happy years with your cat. That's all. So, the shadow. You get up to fill a glass of water. You're 4 steps into the hallway and there's a cat ahead of you, already at the kitchen doorway, looking back like they're waiting on a slow colleague. You go to the bathroom, they come. You go to the closet, they supervise. Most of us file this under nosiness. The cat is bored, the cat is hungry, the cat wants something. Here's what's actually happening. Cats use their person as what behaviorists call a secure base. The same thing a small child does with a parent. Being near you is what makes the rest of the house feel safe enough to explore. That's not surveillance. That's an animal keeping their anchor in sight. The correct way to handle it: don't shut them out of rooms just because they're underfoot. If you need a closed door, give them a perch outside it or a spot in the room with you. A cat who can see you settles. A cat who can't hear you starts hunting for you. Next, the rub. You walk in the door, and before your shoes are off, there's a head against your shin, and a full body slide along your calf, then the tail wrapping your ankle like a comma. We tend to read that as pure affection, or as a demand. Food. Now. It's bigger than that. Cats have scent glands in their cheeks, at the base of the ears, along the tail. When they rub you, they're depositing their own scent onto you and picking yours up in return. In cat terms, that mixed smell is what a family smells like. And notice when it happens hardest, after you've been out for hours, after a weekend away. That's not greeting, that's repair work. You came home smelling like the outside world and they're putting you back in the group. The correct way: don't dodge it because you're carrying groceries. Give them one hand at cheek height for 3 seconds. 3 seconds is enough. Skipping it repeatedly is how a cat learns your arrival isn't worth getting up for. Now listen to the sound they make. Adult cats living wild barely meow at each other. They hiss, they growl, they chirp at kittens, but a classic meow is something they mostly aimed at their mother. And then, over thousands of years of living with us, they aimed it at us instead. Here's the part that should stop you. Research out of the University of Sussex found that cats tailor their vocalizations to their own person. Your cat has run experiments on you. They noticed which sound got you off the couch and which one got ignored, and they kept the winner. That specific noise your cat makes that you'd recognize in a room full of cats, they built it for you. And there's a version of it you only hear at the door. Longer, higher, a little cracked in the middle. Owners describe it as complaining, and I understand why. But a cat who had genuinely stopped caring would not walk to the door and perform anything. The correct way: answer it. Out loud. Cats absolutely recognize their person's voice from a stranger's, and a 2-word reply from the next room does more than you'd think. It tells them the channel is open and somebody's on the other end of it. And that brings me to the presents. A toy mouse at the top of the stairs. A hair tie in the water bowl. If your cat goes outside, occasionally something with legs. We call this a gift, and we mostly mean it as a joke. It isn't a joke to them. Mother cats bring prey back to kittens, and cats share resources with the individuals they count as their group. Bringing you something, even something ridiculous, even a bottle cap, is your cat treating you as family who might need feeding. The correct way. Do not scold, even if it's grim. Say something warm, take the item, and swap in a play session. The gesture is trust, and trust punished once takes a long time to come back. Then there's the clothes, which is where we started. That hoodie, that laundry pile you were going to fold. Cats have a sense of smell that makes ours look like a rumor, and scent is how they store safety. Your worn clothes are you, chemically, in a form they can hold on to. This gets more pronounced the more hours you spend out of the house. Watch which items they pick, too. It's rarely the clean laundry. It's the worn collar of a sweatshirt, the inside of a shoe, the pillow on your side of the bed. The correct way. Leave something out on purpose. A worn t-shirt in their bed before a long day, or before you travel and somebody else is feeding them. It costs you nothing, and it gives them a real, physical piece of you to sit with until you're back. Next, look up. The top of the bookshelf, the back of the sofa, the one cabinet you'd rather they didn't. And notice where they face. Outward, toward you, tracking the room. We read height as aloofness. They've gone up there to get away from us. That's backwards. Height is where a cat feels safest, and choosing to spend that safety watching you is the point. They're not withdrawing. They've found the best seat in the house and pointed it at their favorite person. Correct way. If they're climbing your kitchen counters, that's not a discipline problem. That's a vacancy. Give them a legal high spot with a view of where you actually sit, not the spare room, where you are. Now, the grooming. Your cat licks your hand, your forearm. If you're very lucky and holding very still, your face. That sandpaper tongue, working away with total concentration. This one is called allo grooming, and it matters enormously. Cats do not do it with strangers. They do it with the individuals they share a group scent and a life with. Littermates, bonded pairs, mothers and kittens. Being licked by your cat means you got sorted, in their head, into family. The correct way. Let it run, even when it starts to sting. And if you get bitten mid-lick, that's usually not aggression. It's overstimulation. Go still. Don't jerk your hand back. Wait, then move away calmly. Now we get to the harder part of this video, because the flip side of a bond that deep is what happens when you go. You come home and the litter is fine, but there's a scratch line down the arm of the couch that wasn't there this morning. A neighbor mentions the yowling. There's a puddle on the bath mat and the cat is healthy, and you cannot make it make sense. Almost everybody's first read on this is spite. He did it because I left him. He's punishing me. Cats do not do spite. What you're looking at is separation distress. And yes, cats get it. It's not a dog-only condition. When a cat's anchor disappears, some of them handle it by pacing and vocalizing, some by shredding, some by leaving scent where your scent is strongest, which is exactly why it's your bed and your bath mat and not the hallway. I knew a woman whose cat started urinating on her pillow after she changed to a longer shift. She spent 4 months convinced he was angry with her. He wasn't. He was flooding the place that smelled the most like her with the only signal he had. When she started leaving a worn shirt out, running a food puzzle at the hour she used to come home, and giving him 10 hard minutes of wand play before she left, it stopped inside 3 weeks. The correct way, and this is the one to write down, work the departure, not the arrival. Feed a portion of dinner from a puzzle timed for when you're gone. Play hard for 10 minutes before you leave, not after you get back. A cat who has hunted, caught, and eaten will sleep through the gap. Keep goodbyes boring, and leave something of yours behind. One caution here, because it matters. Spraying, hiding, yowling, and litter box misses all have medical causes too, and a urinary blockage in a male cat can kill him in a day. Don't spend 4 months on behavior theories the way that woman did. Rule out the body first. Vet, then plan. Which brings me to the purr in your lap. You sit down, and within a minute, there's 11 pounds of cat arranging itself across your thighs, and then the engine starts. You hear purring and think, happy, full stop. It's more interesting than that. Cats also purr when they're hurt, when they're frightened, when they're dying. The vibration appears to be self-soothing. So a purr isn't only a report of contentment. Sometimes it's a cat regulating themselves back down to calm. And when it happens right after you walk in the door, after a long day away, that's a nervous system unwinding. Relief has a sound, and you're sitting under it. The correct way? Don't get up. I mean it. 10 minutes of not moving is worth more to that cat than anything else you'll do today. And now the one I opened this video with. Your cat climbs onto your chest while you're lying down, settles, and then, instead of looking past you or falling asleep, they lift their head and look straight into your eyes. Maybe you get a slow blink. Maybe you give one back. Understand what every part of that is costing them. In cat language, a direct stare is a threat. It's what a cat does to another cat before something happens. Holding your gaze soft and steady is the opposite of instinct. And lying on your chest puts them on the least defensible surface in the house, belly down on a moving rib cage over the sound of your heartbeat, which is, incidentally, the first sound they ever knew, curled against their mother. An animal built entirely around not being caught has chosen to be caught by you on purpose. So if your cat does that, sit with it for a second. That's not a cat tolerating a roommate. That's a cat that has run out of ways to say it. Here's the one thing I want you to leave with. Your cat is not indifferent, and never was. They were speaking the whole time, in shins and shirts and shelf tops, and a noise they invented specifically for you, and nobody ever handed you the dictionary. That's not your failure. Almost none of us get taught this. Now do me a favor. In the comments, tell me the single weirdest thing your cat has ever brought you and left where you'd find it. I've seen a shoelace, a dead leaf, and one very confused frog, and I want to know what's beating that. I'm Leo Bennett, and if there's a shirt on your floor with a cat on it, leave it there tonight.